Tommy, hi, honey. Hi, buddy. Get up, get up. Up, 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 up. Well, Tammy's gone to get the food. She was parked between that blue car and that black one. But like next to the blue one. Well, having fun playing with your toys, Tom?
If you need me, I'll be across the hall in the potty.
Yep. I hope you know I'm live streaming, but nobody's joined yet. Okay, so hi, you guys. So, let me see, where did... So, this is the hotel room that my brother and I are sharing. Hi, Kayla, Tyler. Hi, Luke. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Vanessa. So here's the bathroom. Hi, Kitsby. I'm doing pretty good. I'm at a hotel right now. And then, since my brother has special needs, he kind of needs that. And then, so, oh, and then they have the hair dryer hanging on the back of there. Yep, in Michigan here. And then a door to a closet. Got storage there. And yes, we do have the ironing board too. There's our thermostat, guys. One thing I like is when hotels have these little reading lights by the beds. There's my brother on his bed. Oh, that is like a little tiny dresser. 2 drawers to put your clothes in. There's the table. Got a cute little lamp on it. Hi, Dwight. Hi, musical. Musical, I'm at a hotel, okay? There's our TV. And a nice thing that I like about hotels now, they're starting to get USB ports. Not quite time for lights out, Johnny. There's my brother on his bed. There's our ice bucket, some cups, our microwave, and yes, there is a little mini fridge in there. And when I say little mini, yeah. That thing is a little baby fridge. But that's okay, it's working for what we need. Excuse me. And then, a little trash can, a little recycle bin. So a couple of my brother's toys. Some more on his bed. And what the? I have no idea what that is on the side of our window. But down there, that's near the door to come into the building. And that's over it. No, that's a strip mall type thing. Big Lots and all that. As a matter of fact, that's the name of the hotel I'm at, Fairfield. There's Texas Roadhouse right there. There's 4 Points by Sheridan, right over there, and that's across the street. There's, let me see, there's the, and the other side of that is the Speedway gas station. Behind the Speedway is a motel. Then there's that hotel. There's the Holiday Inn Express on that side. There's the Super 8 motel over there. So 2 motels and about 3 hotels on that side. The third one is the Hampton Inn. And then over that way on the other side of the strip mall and that, there's a another hotel, if it's even in operation anymore. And then there's that one, which is Home 2 Suites. Then there's, I'm in Saginaw. I'm staying at one of my local hotels. And then there's behind me, on the other side of the building here, behind me there's the Comfort Inn and Suites. And then there's in that direction, there's the Residence Inn, then the Spring Hill Inn and Suites, and then there's the Town Place Inn and Suites. So we've got at least a decent selection of hotels and stuff right in this little stretch. And we're near one of our local Walmarts, because we've got two in my city. The one out here on Tittabawassee Road. And then we've got the one that I usually go to, which is on Brockway. Okay. SMT, how did your other one get banned? But yeah. This is the first time I've stayed at this one. I've stayed at the one on the other side of that strip mall once. I've stayed at Home 2 Suites once. I will never stay at that one again. Well, you need to get rid of those people out of your circle of friends, kiddo. 'Cause if they're toxic, they're not real friends. Believe me. Let me see. Never stayed at Town Place. Good. Stayed at but I did stay at the Residence Inn a couple of times. Yeah, we do. Home 2 Suites is not a good one. I would not recommend anyone staying there. Town Place, I don't know how good that one is because I've never been there. Residence Inn is good. Let me see. Spring Hill is good. I've stayed there at least a couple of times. First time I've stayed at this one, never stayed at Comfort Inn next door there. Let me see. Never stayed at the Hampton Inn. I've stayed a few times at the Holiday Inn Express. That one's a good one. I stayed a few times at the Sheridan one over there. I forgot the name of that one, but the one by Sheridan. That one's okay. I've never stayed at the Super 8, so I don't know how that motel is. The other motel, that's right behind the Speedway, that one, I stayed there a couple of times when that one was, the Nights Inn. And I didn't really care for that one. But it ended up switching to the Apple Tree Inn. Then now it's something completely different. And my day is pretty good so far. Just waiting on my youngest sister to get the takeout food and bring it back to the hotel. So, but anyway, if our Super 8 is anything like yours over there, then I wouldn't want to stay there. And besides, we're having, I'm having Taco Bell I think everyone else is having Burger King. But the Super 8 over out here, quite some years ago, when I was little, there was a person killed in that one. At that Super 8, so that kind of throws me off on wanting to stay there. So, I will say this though. I wouldn't mind staying at the Hampton Inn out here. That one sounds like it would be nice. I've been in there a few times. I haven't stayed there, but I've been in there to drop some flyers for a haunted house off. And that one looks like would be nice. And then this is the Fairfield. Stupid me. The Comfort Inn, I kind of wouldn't mind staying there. But the ones I really want to stay at are the Hampton Inn and Town Place. I've been in quite a few of these hotels out here to drop the flyers off of the haunt I used to work at. And I've only stayed at a few of them out here. SNT I will in a few, but I will say this. There are some hotels out here in motels that's out here that I have no interest in. Like I said, Home 2 Suites. No, I would not recommend that place to anybody. 'Cause the staff there screw up bad. When we stayed there, the whole family, and this was back before my dad passed, we were supposed to get a room with a handicap accessible room. Well, they didn't give us a handicap accessible room and then I can see if they were sold out of the handicap accessible room, but my sisters made the reservations like a few months in advance. They should have had one for us, for my brother. And then when we asked for one of those handicap accessible chairs for in the tub, they gave us a kitchen chair for him to sit on. This hotel here, they found out my brother was special needs and everything. Does that look to you like a kitchen chair? I mean, seriously. That's the kind of seat we needed for my brother at Home 2 Suites. But they gave us a kitchen chair. And they said that chairs like that in the tubs are a safety hazard. If they were a safety hazard, they wouldn't be making these chairs. I know, right? I mean, the staff there, and then they deliberately overcharged my mom and sisters, well, my sisters, on the room. Well, the rooms, I should say. And, I mean, it was just a complete mess. So, no. Okay, so I was talking about some of the hotels around here, and motels around my area here. My family's staying at one of our local hotels. we get, and my brother, right there, he's special needs. So, we stayed at this one hotel out here, and that hotel, my sister stayed there, a few years ago, because they both work for one of our local hospitals, and they were going on a casino trip through the hospital. So they stayed at this one hotel called Home 2 Suites out here. Well, they figured, well, we're gonna book some rooms for later on in this year, that year there, rather, for my whole family. And my sisters told them, we're booking 3 rooms for this month here, and one of them needs to be a handicap accessible room because our brother is disabled. He needs a handicap accessible room. And so the time comes for my whole family to come out here and stay at that hotel. Well, they didn't give us the handicap accessible room like they were supposed to, and my sisters booked the rooms well in advance. They told and then my mom and sisters told them, look, we need a chair for one of those handicap accessible chairs for in the tub for our brother. Well, those are what was it I said? Those are a hazard. And so they gave us a stupid kitchen chair for my brother to sit on in the tub. And they said that the chairs that were designed for in the tubs were a safety hazard. If they were a safety hazard, you think the manufacturers would be making them anymore? No. Thanks. That's why I say I do not recommend Home 2 Suites. At least not the one here in Saginaw, Michigan. Because a lot of the front desk staff at that one, they need more training. Updated training at that. Because they either didn't get any training or they got outdated training or they're just plain stupid. But I don't recommend our Home 2 Suites hotel. Nope. Now the ones that I will recommend around here is, let's see, Comfort Inn. So this is our first night. This is my first night in the Comfort Inn. I will say that the rooms are nice. The hotel seems pretty nice so far. But Residence Inn, I will recommend. Spring Hill Inn and Suites, I'll recommend. The Holiday Inn Express, I'll recommend. I will recommend the 4 Points by Sheridan, but that one I'll recommend it, but the other ones that I just mentioned, I would recommend more. All right, SNT, I'll talk to you later. Bye. But yeah, these other ones I'll recommend more than that Home 2 Suites. The home to not so sweet. But I will take you out into the hallway for a minute. Ugh. Gonna have to get out of my winter boots. Oh. Housekeeping. My mom and two sisters are in that room there. My brother and I are right in this one. But, I'll show you this. Now, I'm used to seeing these door hangers, like hanging on the doors like this. But I've never once seen them in that. So this is a first for me. Now, these I'm more familiar with, and these. And of course, I'm familiar with that. So, but figured I'd update everyone on what's going on right now. But I'm gonna let yous all go for now, cause it shouldn't be too much longer, and my youngest sister will be back with the food, and I'll have to feed my brother, and I'm gonna try and get some of this stuff here straightened up. Ugh. Got my cracks out of the. Oh, so I'll talk to everybody later, if not tomorrow. You're welcome. Oh. Bye, everybody.